Hello, YouTube. This is White Sheep.
And this is Hybrid.
I'm very glad to have finally broken out of the cage of, just doing comic book verses. Hopefully, this will branch out for me, and I won't be stuck doing only comic book verses.
Yeah, because it gets lonely.
I do. They lock me up in a room, and Josh never comes to talk to me unless it's for it's like every week, and then I have to do a video, and then I go right back in the room. All right, yep. So. This is, we saw this. This
came out today, I believe.
Big thing for us. We've been talking about the Avengers since it was announced, really, or for almost
since
as long
Iron
as
Man.
We've been talking. Really, well, Avengers has been talked about since Iron Man, but as long as me and Josh have known each other, this has been a topic between us.
Yeah, this or Justice League.
Which
one will give us the biggest nerdgasm?
I think this one. I don't think Justice League has their stuff together right now.
Not yet.
No, but So it's a shame, really, but this one is really just a big, conversation point for I guess a lot of people right now because it's gonna come out really soon. I personally am thinking about investing $40 into that giant AMC ticket theater day where you can just go and see all the movies.
Well, yeah,
on like Thursday, May 4th, like May 3rd.
It comes out near my birthday, so me and a bunch of other nerdies are buying tickets opening day, White Sheep included.
Yes. I'm upset that he won't go with me to the midnight showing. But all right. So I guess, the biggest thing that this solves for us is this just the alien race. We thought this would answer more questions, or we thought this would answer our questions, but it just gave us more questions. So without further ado, I guess we're gonna start the breakdown.
Yeah. So 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Start. Explosion level Michael Bay.
Yeah.
And here's the little Hulk cage.
Yeah, so
the classy Marvel sign.
There is a Hulk cage, and that says that obviously S.H.I.E.L.D. has been planning for, stuff to possibly go down.
Yeah.
With heroes, so that's not to say that maybe they haven't gotten individual cages, so to speak, or containment centers for each hero. But
obviously they know what's up. I mean, these guys aren't really something that you want to just let off the chain.
Yeah.
I mean,
they have a plan B.
Yeah, they have the plan B. I'm thinking that Hulk cage might have been something where this this might get into something like, you remember that Hulk mind control stuff that was going on before?
Yeah, they did a lot of that Hulk versus Thor.
This could branch out into some Hulk mind control, because if they said that Black Widow had that interesting line. In one of the previous trailers
Hawkeye.
It was Black Widow was like, Hulk was like, oh, and what if I don't go with you peacefully or something like that, and Black Widow was, I'll convince you or something like that, or something like
I'll
that.
Persuade you.
I'll persuade you, and then there were a bunch of people with guns outside, and I was like, okay, so you're gonna take on Hulk with those basically rubber band guns.
To him, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, and that kind of got me thinking, what are they going to do with Hulk when they catch him? And maybe that's where we get to see some Hulk
just in case.
Just in case. I think that might be a topic down the road.
Yeah, I was just thinking that supposedly Hawkeye will be mind controlled in this film. So yeah, but moving on with the trailer. Stark Tower in New York.
All right, head count. All right, pause it. Okay, so Master Assassins. That's interesting to note that they're calling them Master Assassins.
Yes, and not S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Not S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. So that kind of gives us maybe a little hint that Hawkeye and Black Widow, because they do team up often, as if you check out our Hawkeye Green Arrow matchup. Hawkeye was actually he was an assassin with Black Widow for a time. They teamed up, and they were kind of villains, I guess, for a little bit. Black Widow with a very checkered past, if you're a comic book fan, in terms of the events surrounding, before and leading up to the events surrounding Captain America's death. A lot before. She was, a double agent for years, but, so another good shot of the Quinjet here that we've frozen. I think that's the Quinjet, at least.
It is a Quinjet, I
Quinjet.
believe.
All right, Quinjet. Another big part of Avengers lore. Anything else?
We found it very interesting.
Nighthawk! All right, continue.
Yeah, in honor of SourceFed. But we found it really interesting, at least, that they use Master Assassins.
Yes.
And everything, instead of spies or an archer and then an assassin. But we're just nerding out here.
Of course, I'd like to share something that my girlfriend said. Why isn't there a movie about the Archer yet?
That's a good point.
She wants a movie about the Archer. It will be coming later, I told her, after the Avengers.
So, yeah, maybe. But we're only 12 seconds into the trailer, so let's continue.
Okay, pause it.
Alright, so there's Thor, but what Tony Stark says is interesting, and White Sheep will probably go into it more, because he did cover Thor in our Captain Marvel versus Thor breakdown. So, yeah.
Demigod are you saying that?
Tony Stark called
the fact
Thor
that he called him a demigod. I don't know necessarily if that's just more of an improper use of the term, or if they're referring to the fact that Thor's mother has no godly powers and therefore...
Because she's not a god, she's more powerful.
Yeah, therefore... I mean, no, okay, not his real actual mother.
You're talking like comic book?
Well, I'm talking about the Marvel movie universe, obviously. Yeah. But, I don't know. I think they're just calling him a demigod just because he's the son of Odin and, some woman, apparently, that they didn't really go into. So maybe they're just kind of saying, oh, he's a demigod.
Yeah, you don't know exactly. Like, maybe it's just like a little kind of like, mess up on their part, so to speak.
Maybe a tiny goof.
But, obviously, they didn't really call him that, obviously, in the Thor film.
Of course not.
So as far as we're concerned, he's just a god.
Yeah,
but they might just say that because,
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just going to be... I think it's probably just going to be the fact that they consider him a demigod just because his mother is... Or from what we saw in Thor... Which is an excellent movie directed by Kenneth Branagh, which was not much. She played a very small role. I don't know if they're going to ever explore Thor's Gaia mother thing, which would make him infinitely more powerful. So they probably won't go into that, but for now, demigod. I'm sure it's fine with that. Another interesting thing to note, Ultimate Universe costume for Thor here.
All these costumes are... seemingly very inspired by the Ultimate Universe.
No sleeves to show off those massive guns.
Oh, yeah.
Right. That took it to a whole nother level. Just rein it in, Josh. All right. Rein it in. Lightning strikes the tower. That was a pretty cool scene.
Yeah.
Dorky Captain America outfit. I really think that's the weak point of the costumes here. All the other costumes look really cool, with the exception of, that.
I will admit, I really like the first Avenger costume.
I liked that.
I'm not too hating on this costume, but I do think they're kind of going like more traditional superhero, like all up in your face colorfulness on this. But then again,
to borrow a phrase from Kick-Ass, he looks like the blue condom with a star. He's patriotic.
Well, yeah, that's great.
While preventing unwanted pregnancy. Bigger issue here. I really liked I really liked the first Avenger costume. It was really nice, and I liked the kind of body armor look it has. Yeah. And it almost is like we took a step back. It's almost like this costume looks like the costume he was. This costume looks like the costume he was wearing in the beginning of First Avenger.
As the monkey guy.
As kind of like the monkey guy basically. And it was just a lot cooler when it was, I guess, the kind of body armor looking thing. And I thought, it's the future. Why don't we have him wearing something more like body armor-esque? And I don't know. They're probably going to say it's like weaved with Kevlar and vibranium or something like that.
Yeah, that would
just
make
to get
more
away
sense
with it.
At
It
least.
would make sense. But I think it kind of harkens back to the original outfit, but
obviously ultimate influences.
But I mean, I would
especially on the first Avenger.
It really goes back to the original, like not the original comics, but more it kind of. It's almost like an homage to the original comics. But, at the same time, some of these improvements they've made, with the Iron Man costume being influenced by very modern comics and the Ultimate Universe Thor look, I mean, I feel like they could have updated it just a little bit and gotten away with that. I don't think fans would have cared. I think fans care now that the costume looks so stupid, but,
Yeah, so I guess we're only 17 seconds, so let's keep on going.
13 more seconds. All right, pause. Or, okay, so in that last scene, there were S.H.I.E.L.D. agents.
Yes.
Looked heavily equipped.
With weapons tree.
Lots of blue colors. They could have done that for Captain America. Just stuck him in a S.H.I.E.L.D. costume.
Sure.
Loki, smiling. He obviously has a plan in place. So we're going to see a cocky Loki. I mean, while in the last movie we saw Loki that just wanted to, I guess, please his father, if we're trying to understand... he wanted to. He was tired of being the second son, very Cain and Abel-esque. He's more. He's more, I guess, cocky now, more confident too.
Maybe he probably has a plan which he thinks is,
foolproof.
flawless. Which
Quick sidebar: I'd like to note that I really wish that Shane Black, the director of Iron Man 3, might have explored the Demon in the Bottle arc a little more. While that's not technically like a huge deal, like it's not like he's not facing some huge enemy. He's kind of battling himself, and that is important to me. And I feel like that would have been a great kind of character development movie. But third movies are where things tend to go wrong with franchises, whether it be Spider-Man 3, Superman 3, X-Men 3. It's just bad, guys. Just bad.
Yeah, same with Blade too, I believe. But this next scene, not very far actually. We're only 21 seconds in the video, yet
9 seconds
almost
left.
3/4 into it, and it seems like maybe a part of the Stark
Loki is
Tower. It looks, at least in the frame we're looking at right now, Loki is yawning seemingly, but he's just talking.
Yeah.
And as we noted, Tony Stark has moved from the West Coast to East Coast at least in the film to probably obviously blend in more with the whole New York City setting. And if you look, it looks like the Empire State Building in the background, kind of.
Yeah.
Not Chrysler Building. I don't even know why. I keep on thinking about Chrysler Buildings. I don't know why. But move on to the scene. He says, "I have an army,"
and then we get to see our look at the aliens, and this is huge. We thought this was going to be like a game changer where we would finally recognize, because I was like, oh, it's definitely going to be the Chitauri because they're a huge race, and the animated movies, and there's they're hyper advanced with the blue weapons and stuff. And Josh was like, no, it's the Badoons, and
from day one, and I will explain why after why Sheep's Son.
He said Badoons, and I was kind of unsure. I doubted him until I saw this, and then I'm actually thinking it could very well be the Badoons.
So, should I go?
Go ahead.
All right. I think it's Badoons for a few reasons. First off, if you look at it, all male. If it was like Kree or like the Skrulls, there would be females involved, as females have always been a part of the whole Skrull Kree like plan, either acting as like a pacifist like group or acting as like espionage. Like, example, if the Skrulls were in this movie, there'd possibly be a Black Widow impersonating, or maybe Maria Hill impersonating kind of thing going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, because the Badoons, I mean, if you look at the history in the comics, they were once, one species, but then they kind of divided into a gender war, with the males being led by a guy called Brother Royal.
Yeah.
And then the females being led by the Queen.
The very war.
It was a war, and so in the end, they both ended up going to separate planets and, kind of doing their own thing there. So the Badoons are an all-male race, with the females being a completely separate entity.
They have highly advanced weapons, and they're warriors. Like, on Comic Book Movie, actually, where we first saw this kind of trailer and everything, we noticed someone posted like a link to a picture which had the Badoon, a Badoon at least, with a laser weapon, and he was on a hovercraft, which made me be like, oh my god, maybe it actually is Badoon, because in the trailer you've seen them on hovercrafts, you've seen them with like laser guns, something like that. And even though they're not greenish, they have like kind of silverish, maybe like pale greenish shade.
Pale gray green militaristic colors.
Yeah, and they have like kind of like the armor-esque look that
if you look, I think he's wearing like something like a helmet there. It looks a little bit more like a something that harkens back to the Middle Ages, or the Middle Ages, and our own like Earth history. I don't know. We could go on and on about this for hours, but I guess the Badoons, I guess, are probably going to be a good bet. We'll see what happens, though.
All right, so we said we have a Hulk, and you see Hulk. All right, interesting. We stopped it at 25 seconds, but Hulk just burst through a window and basically just, with his sheer force of jumping through that window and hitting the building, made a hole in the building, seemingly pushing a Badoon in the building. And why we talk about this.
These guys seem to have like hand weapons, like weapons built into their arms. We noted a purple light in the last one, I guess, when we were talking about it ourselves. I guess that purple light might be part of like the helmet that they're wearing or something like that, but you can see the purple light very clearly there.
So they do have a helmet on.
It looks, this stuff definitely looks like armor to me, especially with the addition of that like kind of handgun.
I like the energy-ish look to the gun though, because if you look at it, it looks like the Badoon pointing against the Hulk, which I love the Hulk. He's doing mocap. Fine, like obviously the Hulk's not doing mocap for himself, but the stuntman
Ruffalo is doing, or the stuntman.
The stuntman for Ruffalo is doing the mocap, which is great because it gets more like realistic movements and whatnot, but also it kind of like a light bluish-esque tint to the gun, and it reminds me a lot of Loki's kind of energy staff looking weapon.
Who knows? Yeah, the gun itself looks very Asgardian to me, but these things are definitely not frost giants.
I don't know who was saying they're frost giants, and
a lot of people were saying they were.
Whoever was saying it's Skrull and Kree. Have you read an interview lately?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be mean.
Joss Whedon actually came out and said it wasn't Skrull or Kree, which means it's probably not Chitauri.
Sorry, White Sheep.
Yeah, I was heartbroken. Joss Whedon jokingly called them Vulcans, which is interesting. I'm not sure what he meant by that, but I'm not sure if that was a hint. I puzzled over that for quite some time, but nothing to be found there. All right, but the Hulk here, I mean, I don't know. The nature of his movements in this kind of
more fluid.
It's more fluid and it's more graceful and it seems more tactile than just brute strength. This makes me wonder if something has been done about Banner being able to control the Hulk at least a little bit.
It's been said he will have full control of the Hulk.
That is interesting because he did not have that before.
I guess he's been doing so much like meditation and everything and practicing. He's able to get the Hulk out by will now. But that's just speculation and what I've
of course,
heard
if you
theories.
Watch this frame, the Badoon loses to the Hulk.
Hulk just mashes.
And then smiling Tony Stark knows that
the film is not yet rated.
The film is not yet rated. Good things coming.
So he's laughing at that.
Probably. He might also be laughing at that Badoon that just got his skull crushed.
He's like, sucker.
And here's that other epic picture of the Hulk smashing into the hoverboard thing, which was epic.
Yes. And the Avengers, it comes out
May 4th.
Actually, technically May 3rd.
May 3rd at midnight.
/4th midnight.
Whatever. The premiere actually is earlier on in.
Yeah, it's probably.
It's like April 26th, I believe. Or not April 26th, that's the draft. But
I think is it in Europe this year?
It's in the UK.
It's
I don't know
in the
why
UK.
it's in the UK.
Yeah, it's like
because
American.
There's only okay, let me see.
Team.
There's only technically I don't think there's a British actor in the bunch because the closest thing is Chris Hemsworth, and Chris Hemsworth is Australian.
Yeah,
completely different thing from British.
Yeah, and the thing also they changed the name for UK, I believe, to Avengers Assemble. So
that's interesting. I mean,
because there's already a film called The Avengers, but then I was like. I was like, this film is much bigger than whatever that film is. Like,
yeah, whatever that film is.
This film, maybe I'll make Comic Book Talk about it with White Sheep or something like that. But like,
whatever. It was probably a great film. Not knocking anyone there, but actually, I think I've heard of it somewhere. I think when I was searching for the Avengers, once I stumbled across it. But that is, I guess, about it. Who knows? Probably have some more stuff going on as it gets closer to May 4th. They'll come out with more and more and more stuff, and maybe finally the aliens will be revealed. And we will see if Josh is right or if he will join the depression with me. I guess it's back to the room for me now. Free me, Josh, or Hybrid 2012. We know he's here somewhere, and you can stop him by subscribing, liking, and commenting.
Yes, subscribe, like, and comment, and
yes.
that's it.